Hi Aquarius. So let's do a 4-layered spread to try to capture as much of your energy as we can. So I have 3 tarot decks and 1 oracle deck that we will use. So we're starting with Ace of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, the Empress, the Hermit, the Emperor, 7 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, the Star, Ace of Cups. The Lovers kind of wanted to show itself there too. And then finally the Queen of Pentacles. So then we will take 6 of these tarot cards for our second layer. So we have the Lovers there. It did show up. Strength, the Sun, lots of majors, 4 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. Under this deck is another Queen, Queen of Cups. Then we'll take 6 of these oracle cards for our third layer. So we have Chimpanzee, Mouse, Cardinal, Blue Heron, Spider, Dog. Under this deck is Octopus. And then finally, we're just going to take 2 of these tarot cards, and then we're going to really get into this for you, Aquarius. So we have 6 of Wands, Knight of Swords, and under this deck is the 8 of Swords. So it feels to me, Aquarius, that you are very solidly in your feminine energy right now. You're very receptive to things, but it feels like you're holding yourself back from some of your masculine energy, that you may be not taking risks right now. You may be in your comfort zone. It feels like you're very intuitive right now, that you are receiving a lot of messages, but I feel like there's a need here for you to shift more into your masculine, more into your doing energy as opposed to receiving energy. So if this feels like your reading, then let's really get into this, Aquarius. Your current energy is Ace of Pentacles and the Lovers. So this is telling me that there is an opportunity that's all around you, but it feels like you are still making a choice when it comes to that you may be choosing from a practical side of yourself as opposed to the higher version of yourself, or your own higher self. You might be making 3D decisions rather than 5D decisions, but these aces tend to come from the 5D. So it feels, again, like there's an opportunity in front of you, but it requires you taking action. So make this make sense for you and your own context, but it feels like you need to do more is what I'm really getting from this, that more work needs to be done, that you've received perhaps all of the information you need, but now it's time to just start moving forward. And I see you moving into this Emperor energy, but you're still holding yourself back. So again, this is this feeling that you have this masculine energy available to you, but it feels like you may be avoiding it a bit. You may be avoiding doing the work. You could be procrastinating a bit. But I also get the sense, because we have all these court cards here, that there is a village of people around you who maybe wants to help you or help motivate you. It almost gives a feeling of like a pep talk or a pep rally, or just people who really motivate you that around you, because they want to see you succeed. They want to see you do whatever this is. So then we have 6 of Pentacles and Chimpanzee. So I feel like you're not asking for help. This is a feeling of these cheerleaders all around you, but you're not really asking for help. It feels like you're avoiding a lot of what is happening right now. Like, there's an opportunity you could be taking, but it feels like you're avoiding it. But you have to choose something. And the Chimpanzee is asking you to use both your feminine and your masculine energy, to use your intuition and your intellect to make a decision when it comes to this. But I am getting a strong feeling Aquarius, of you just needing to ask for help because there are people all around you who want to help you. And it very well could be your ancestral spirit guides that want to help you, and they can't help you unless you ask. So I would really urge you to ask for help. If you are trying to make a decision about what the next step is or what you need to do, or if you are having some kind of limited beliefs about what you can do, you may be holding yourself back because you feel like it's never going to happen, or you're not going to be good enough, or whatever this is for you. Ask your guides, because your guides are here and they want to help you. So then we have the Seven of Swords and the Blue Heron. So you see yourself as avoiding. I think you're seeing yourself correctly, because this is a card of manipulation. Sometimes it can be avoidance. I feel like you are avoiding, and you know that you're avoiding, but you do feel like you want to do this thing. But I feel like there's a part of you that is worried about disapproval from other people. And you may be thinking that these people who actually are cheering you on are going to not approve, or you don't want to let them down, or whatever that is for you. So please make this make sense in your own context. But again, I get this sense that there's a need for you to really step into a more direct energy of doing this thing that you believe in. There's something that your heart is calling you to do, but you're procrastinating, you're avoiding, and it feels like you don't want to let people down, or there's something there like that. So then we have Five of Pentacles, Strength, Mouse, and the Six of Wands. This is your soul saying that your guides really want to give you the strength that we were just talking about, to ask them. Ask them for the help, because right now you're missing a huge opportunity. You're leaving yourself out in the cold. There's a key here that can open this door to these Five Pentacles, but you're just ignoring it. You're avoiding it. You're taking shortcuts. You're procrastinating. Whatever this is for you, you're not seeing that this is there. But again, your guides want to give you that strength, that courage to be able to do it, because they know this is your destiny, that your destiny is behind this door. Whenever we see the Lovers, and we saw it twice because it popped out in the initial shuffle, it means that you're meant to follow your heart. You're meant to make a decision with your heart and not with your logic. The Mouse is saying that you're overlooking an important detail here, which I think is this key that opens this door. That's a pretty important detail. Your soul is trying to give you these signs and signals and omens that it's time to move this forward, because the Six of Wands is saying that you will be highly successful if you just do it. In your environment, we have the Ten of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Spider, and the Knight of Swords. So you have what you need. It feels like you have all the resources that you need. You may have even these people that we're talking about. There could be literal 3D people around you who want to support and help you. This could be customers, could be followers, could be clients, could be employees, could be coworkers. It doesn't matter. Make it fit your context. But this is saying just start. Start with the Two of Pentacles. It's here. There is a strong opportunity for you to start this, but it's this Eight of Swords energy that you are holding yourself back. Your own thinking mind is the only thing standing in your way. The Spider trusts the creative spark and expresses their creations and builds that web, because they're being told from their inside, from their heart, from their soul, that they're meant to make this web. They don't always necessarily know why, but they're doing it because they're guided to. And that's this message of the Knight of Swords, is saying, carry this forward, go forward with this, follow your truth. The Knight of Swords always follows their truth, and the Knight of Swords is always on their path of service. So the environment around you couldn't be more conducive for you to push this agenda forward, but you're holding yourself back, you're procrastinating, and only you will know why you're doing that. But I do get the sense that it's about the approval of other people in some way, that you may be shape-shifting yourself into more of what you think the 3D world wants, as opposed to what your heart and your soul are calling you to do. So the Empress and the Cardinal, you've already experienced this. I know you're standing very powerfully and strongly in your feminine energy. You have really strong creative ideas, but the Cardinal is about polarities. It's about you being too much in your feminine energy and not enough in your masculine energy. It's out of balance, and the cardinal is telling me that. So in order to bring your energy back into equilibrium, it does require you stepping into your emperor energy and not avoiding that, not taking shortcuts, not procrastinating. Again, make this part make sense for you, but it does feel a bit out of balance. It feels like you are just too much in your feminine energy comfort zone, and that there's some kind of escapism or something that goes on there for you where you can avoid making the decision or avoid starting this work. You're procrastinating whatever this is you're meant to create. You have the ideas, now you have to put them into action. So then we have the star and the dog. This is in your shadow position. I think there is a part of you that is loyal to the 3D people who maybe don't necessarily want to see you succeed or don't necessarily want to see you heal. So this could play out in a lot of different ways because this is a general message, but this is about your inner trauma. This is about your inner seeing. This is about you going deeper. And I think there is a part of you that people pleases, and so you don't go deeper, or you don't address your trauma. You don't heal from whatever this star is here in your shadow position, because it may be making people uncomfortable. So for example, and this is just a random example, let's say you wanted to become an energy healer, but your parents always told you, no, that's ridiculous. You're an accountant and you were trained to be an accountant, and go be an accountant. It's like that kind of energy. Your soul is really calling you to be an energy healer. You know how good you would be at it with the 6 of Wands, but the shadow side of you that's still being loyal and people pleasing is still becoming every day showing up as an accountant because you don't want to let your parents down. Random example, but I wanted to give you a context so you can understand what the cards are telling me, that this is about shape-shifting from accountant to energy healer and putting that balance, doing that work, not procrastinating for the wrong reasons. So then we have the Hermit and the Sun. So you are certainly manifesting in enlightenment, because when we see the Hermit and the Sun together, that is completely about enlightenment. That's about seeing things very clearly, and it's that inner cosmos. It's again that seeing your inner trauma that you may have been avoiding here because you don't want to let your parents down, to use that example. But you are seeing it, you are going deeper, and you're manifesting that in. So I see you healing this very strong shadow side of you. I see you healing it. And I think it's because you can't really ignore the call of the Lovers. You can't ignore it. It doesn't go away. Especially if you're creating in this Empress energy, your creations are expanding and expanding and expanding on the inside. Eventually, you're going to have to birth it. Eventually, that baby is going to come, right? Does that make sense? That eventually the Emperor energy just has to take over. Gravity applies, physics apply, that it's going to become so big and inspiring that you're just going to do it. So I see you with the Ace of Cups and the 7 of Cups. I see you still deciding. But what I love about this Ace of Cups is here is that you're doing the heart healing first. And that's what we're talking about. Your shadow side wants to avoid the healing, but I see you getting enlightened about it, and your heart is healing. I see your heart healing. I do. It's right here. So this is really giving me faith that it's all coming for you and you're doing it in the correct order. The 7 of Cups could be about realizing your dreams. It could be about daydreaming. You're still in this feminine energy because the cups are feminine, but you're starting to see things differently. And that's the first step anyway, Aquarius. So I feel like the energy that's around you today is good in the sense that you're manifesting in your healing, so that eventually you can circle back around and step more into your masculine energy, but you're doing it in the right order, in the right chronology, so that you can maybe get out of this procrastination phase, but you're doing it because you're healed and you're not doing it just because you're forcing yourself to do it. So there you go, Aquarius. That is your reading. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.